Got a very special guest joining me at the top of the show. Going to bring him in right now, Mr. Garett Klassy. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. How are you doing today, Chris?
I'm doing great. And for those who do not know, who are you, Mr. Garett Klassy?
I am the Deputy Athletic Director and Chief Revenue Officer for the University of Houston Athletic Department.
And how long you been here, sir?
I've started in mid-June, so I've been here just a couple months. So I'm a rookie in the grand scheme of things.
Are you used to the heat and humidity that H-Town provides?
Man, I love it. I tell you what, I've been in cold weather places most of my life. Grew up on a dairy farm in Wisconsin. I'll gladly take the heat any day over the cold. So yeah, sign me up for it.
And I read some of your bio. You came from Nebraska. Is that right?
Yeah, the University of Nebraska. I was senior deputy athletic director there, and I've been in college athletics my entire life. Was at a athletic director at University of Illinois at Chicago prior to that, and also worked at Alabama and Oregon. So kind of a nice mix of small metropolitan basketball-centric schools as well as schools in the Power Five.
Why Houston? Why'd you decide to come to UH?
Man, this is the most transformational time in University of Houston and Houston athletics history. So very easy decision. I mean, the leadership of Dr. Couture and Chris Pesman from the athletic side of things. This place reminds me a lot when I arrived at Oregon in 2005 with just a $35 million budget. And by the time I left 8 years later, we had a $100 million operating budget going to national championship games. So I just think the growth potential here is incredible. A lot has happened here, but we got a lot more maturing and growing to do. And it's always fun to be part of those processes where you can help build and grow and sustain something.
What are some of your duties at UH?
Sure. I mean, I oversee obviously the revenue generation side, but really anything externally facing that touches the fans or the customers or the donor of Houston Athletics. So whether it's athletic communications, where we're telling our story and promoting our brand, from marketing promotions to ticket sales, to overseeing our being the liaison with Learfield and Houston Sport Properties as far as our corporate sponsorship side of things. So it really runs the gamut that anything that touches the fan, those are the areas that report up through me.
Now, you have a fan already. See, Garrett, look at that. Miss Wanda Polk, who's a regular supporter of the show. She remembers you.
Hey, Wanda. Good to see you.
You have great energy. Okay. Earlier today, UH launched on social media platforms. They're going to have commemorative uniforms this Saturday for the game against UTA. Were you part of the process for these uniforms looking like the Houston Columbia Blue back in the day for fans like me who are old enough to remember the Houston Oilers?
Well, I mean, the uniform process obviously started way before I arrived here in June. But as far as the launch and the release and those types of things, yeah, it was our football creative team as well as our athletic department creative team that helped with the launch of this release. Absolutely, and what a fun project to work on. I mean, the one thing I'll tell you, Chris, is that in the city of Houston, if you live in the city of Houston, we're your college athletic program, we're your college athletic team, we're your Big 12 college football team. And so anytime that we can align ourselves with the great city of Houston and all of the passionate Houstonians, we want to be able to do that. And I think, a lot of people keep mentioning the Oiler blue, but I know that it goes deeper than that. That wasn't really the background of it. It's, the police cars in this town used to be the iconic blue and the police helicopters. And so this color has a lot more meaning than just the Oiler fan base. This is just us aligning and really wanting to be more ingrained in the city of Houston and supporting the city of Houston.
I've got a lot of questions so far on the platforms, and Greg Probst is one of them. So I'll just put you right here on the spot if you don't mind. Will they be for sale on Saturday? If not, why not?
They currently are not for sale right now. And we'll look into possibly doing that down the road, but right now that's not in the works. But what I will tell everyone is that with this uniform reveal, we released a special ticket package that's called the Love You Houston ticket package, where you can purchase $15 tickets and or $15 parking to come on Saturday. And anyone that buys through that promotional code that's on our website, uhcougars.com, will be entered into a drawing to win one of the game-worn jerseys from Saturday night's game. So that's your one and only way. So We have about 3,000 tickets left. So if you're there and you love these jerseys, come out, buy a ticket, come to the game. That's the best and the only way to get one of the jerseys right now.
And the tickets was one of my next questions for you is how many tickets have been sold? And you said about 37,000 now?
Yeah, we're butting right up to 37,000 tickets sold right now. So yeah, it's a great turnout. Should be our highest selling home opener in a long time, if ever, if we keep selling. And so, we really want Cougar Nation to come on out and support this football team. They're going to be a lot of fun to watch this year. And I can tell you, I've been out to a couple practices. They're working their tails off. So we owe it to them, especially for your alum to come out and support because the guys have been working tirelessly in this warm weather, and you're going to see a good product this year.
And speaking of the warm weather, what are some things that UH is going to do to help the fans deal with the heat, beat the heat this Saturday?
Absolutely. I mean, we're obviously lowering the price of water. We're going to have $2 water at all the games, at the game, excuse me. And then fans can also bring in their own unsealed or sealed bottle of water. And we're going to have water monsters there for you to refill those water bottles. We ask you to obviously wear sunscreen, be smart, hydrate even before you come to the game, because that's going to be really important, as well as we're adding extra emergency EMT staff if there are heat related issues. So we're going to prepare the best we can, but it's obviously it's very serious, very important. We want everyone to come out, but there is going to be precautionary measures to be able to make sure that everyone has a safe, fun time at our event.
With Saturday's season opener getting close to a sellout, and I'll go ahead and put it out there, it will be a sellout by kickoff.
All right. I like it.
What are some of the things that UH is doing regarding traffic to make it easier or less congested for folks to get there?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Done a lot of things. I mean, even before I arrived here, the athletics has put an emphasis on traffic flow and parking for this year. And so, partnered with Walter P. Moore, very experts, obviously, in the city on traffic flow. I've worked with all the professional teams, and you're going to see a lot of updated signage everywhere based on where your parking lots are. We've also added it if we have addresses for each of the lots. So if you pipe that right into Waze, we partner with Waze, the app. You can put that address in. It's going to give you the best route to the stadium. We've obviously on our website, go to uhcougars.com. We have the traffic flow, as well as we've partnered with Metro, that if you go downtown, you can ride Metro for free to and from our games. So traffic's very important. We want to make sure everyone has a good time. We've invested a ton of resources in this, and we're excited that obviously now that we're in the Big 12, we know we're going to have increased fan base, and the success of the team is going to bring even more fans out. And so we want to make sure that everyone, we can limit your time in the car, give you more time to tailgate and have fun prior to the game.
As the Chief Revenue Officer, what are some things or plans, ideas, goals that you have that you'd like to accomplish while you're here at UH?
Absolutely. I mean, we've done a lot of things to really enhance the fan experience this year at TDECU Stadium, and that's going to be important as we move forward. We really want to be the family friendly event in the city of Houston. We're the most affordable option with the best product in town, I believe. And some of the things that you're going to see is obviously improved concessions this year. You're going to see, we're adding 88 more points of sale, so we're going to be near 200 points of sale at our games. You're going to see added premium areas. You're going to see more these walk-through contactless markets where you can just grab and go items that you see a lot of the professional venues here in town. And then, to get people to be able to come into our games earlier. This is actually, Chris, you're the first to hear this. We're going to have a happy hour the first 45 minutes the gates open behind sections 120 and 121 with reduced price beer, margaritas, and food. Because we want to encourage our fans to get inside the stadium early, because we know that with the enhanced and increased fans, everyone coming right at kickoff is going to cause some congestion like it would at any venue in America. Mm-hmm. And so, that's part of the reasons we also extended the gates out. And so you're not entering right inside of the stadium. When you get there, there's going to be a perimeter where you can get in, and we'll have some food trucks out there so people can hang out outside the stadium a little bit too. So we've really invested a lot of time and resources. Then around the game itself, not necessarily for this game, but you're going to see us add a lot of traditional college football elements as far as flyovers, post-game fireworks, as well as some new and innovative elements to the game. And so, the fans are going to have access. The big thing right now are these 360 photo booths where everyone can, take a picture of themselves and share in social media. You're going to see that added to the fan experience behind the student section this year. And then obviously some unique, more fun local restaurateurs are going to be running concession stands. So those are just a few of the things we have in mind, but we know that we really need to enhance the fan experience. So that's going to be area number one. And then I think, you're going to see us be very aggressive in this market. We really, as you can see with the uniform reveal, we want to embrace. We do embrace Houston. We want people to come to games and understand that, hey, we're Houston's team. And so even if you're an alum at some other school in the state and you live in Houston, we want you to come to the games a couple of times a year and bring your family and have a great time. And that's our goal. That's what we need to get to, and we're going to work tirelessly to get there.
Are there some ideas that you mentioned Oregon and Nebraska at previous stops that you believe could work or you want to bring in to Houston?
Well, I mean, yeah, I would say from all the places I work, I mean, obviously Oregon and Nebraska are a little bit different. Those, especially Nebraska, the University of Nebraska brand really owns the state. No professional teams that you're competing against, and quite honestly, Husker football is in the DNA of as soon as you're born in the state of Nebraska. And so, as you saw from the volleyball contest last night with 92,000 people, that is, you give them an event and you perform in the field, they're going to show up regardless of what the event is. In Houston, a little bit more crowded market, we need to really modernize how we market to our fan base. I mean, a lot of things you're going to see us getting away from the traditional billboards and print side of things, and you're going to see us do a lot more digital marketing. We need to make sure that our fans, our students, engage the younger generation, where the advertising, the event information comes up on your phone instantaneously, comes up on social media, comes up on Instagram, Twitter, you name it. And so you're going to see us invest in those areas. And then another big goal of ours is that we need to create our own media company. We need to tell our own story. We have to stop being an organization where we do mostly game scores or game reports and box scores. Our student athletes are pretty special. We have some incredible stories to tell. We need to get that word out there. You can't develop empathy with the city of Houston and the fan base if they don't know what we're all about. And so we want to tell all these great stories, and you have access to do that nowadays with social media. And so you're going to see us. That's how we plan on enhancing our brand and really embracing the city of Houston.
Well, I'm going to put my hat in the ring. If you need any help doing that as a UH alum, I'd love to be a part of that, telling the stories of the athletes. So keep me in mind for that.
We'll do
final
for sure.
moments, because I know you said you have another meeting to go to.
Sure.
What else? Well, I had a question for you. How difficult or challenging with the city of Houston being a pro town, but having so many other things to do in the city of Houston to find, get Houston, the University of Houston athletics to be on the lips of not just alums, but other Houstonians?
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned a challenge, but we all know, Chris, that challenges create opportunities, and having almost 300,000 living alums, with a majority of them in Houston, living in such a populous city, a great sports city, one of the best sports cities in the country, in the world, that creates incredible opportunities. But we have to show our fan base, especially the families, that they're getting value when they come out to our events. So we're going to be very conscious of concession prices, parking, traffic flow. And I think what we strive to be is we want to make sure there's an event around the event. Obviously, in my role, we can't control, for the most part, the outcomes of the game. So we can control the amenities and what we're offering to the fans and when they come to our games. And so you're going to see some special events around, maybe not this year, but around our games. And you're going to see a lot of, we aspire, like we want to have some play structures. If you go to a baseball game anywhere in America, especially MLB, you're going to see a lot of play structures out there for the kids. You're going to have face painting for the kids. You're going to have a lot of these great areas. And so you're going to see that, and you'll see that in our marketing this year as well, Chris. The old school way marketing is putting the football player up there with a helmet with the game schedule and a ticket link. Well, we got to show our fans having fun at the games. That's what you want to market to. You want to show them that, hey, everyone's having a good time at your games, and create that FOMO atmosphere where, oh no, we got to get to TDECU, we got to get to the Fertitta Center, we got to get out to the baseball stadium, because if we don't, we're missing out on having fun. So we're going to make sure that our events are fun for everyone, and we're not going to be afraid to promote that.
And wrap it up with, excuse me, wrapping up with you, just mention again about the events, the planning, logistics for this Saturday's game.
Yeah, absolutely. You can start setting up your tailgate at 8 a.m. It's a 6 p.m. kickoff, so gates will open at 4:30 p.m. Come on out. You're going to see a lot of, even if you don't have your own tailgate or parking and you come in from downtown, you're going to see a Bud Light tailgating zone open to the public. That's going to have concessions, food, and extended tent area. So you'll be out of the heat, out of the sun, and you can come out and be a part of the atmosphere. Obviously, we have the Cougar Walk going on, tons of inflatables for the kids. Some concessions out there, big TV out on Cullen Drive, which we're calling the Cougar Walk area. And so, there's something for everyone. We're going to create an atmosphere where everyone can have fun. We're going to have water monsters out there in the tailgating zone too, so people can stay hydrated if you don't have your own tailgate or your own water. So we're gonna invest a lot in making sure that our tailgating is the best in the city and best in the state. And we know it's a process. We got a long ways to go, but you're going to see that if you come out, check us out. And like I said earlier, the only way to get one of those awesome blue uniforms is to buy tickets for the Love You Houston package. So please buy tickets coming out and support this team. I guarantee you're going to have a fun time.
Garrett, one last thing. Mention one more time about the happy hour, 45 minutes roughly before kickoff.
Yeah, absolutely. By sections 120 and 121, starting at 6:30 starting at 4:30 to 5:15, you're going to see reduced price concessions, $7 margaritas, $5 beers, cheaper concessions on food. You'll be able to come out in I think it's called the Patron patio area, and you'll be able to come in. So enter the game earlier. We're going to have music. We're going to have entertainment going on early inside the stadium. Make sure you get there early and have some fun. So, excited to announce that today, and you'll see that on social media later this afternoon.
Garret Klassy, thank you very much. Give everyone your title again.
I'm Garett Klassy, Deputy Athletic Director and Chief Revenue Officer here at the University of Houston.
Garrett, thank you very much for taking time out of your busy schedule to join me here on the show. And please keep in touch. You take care.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. Thanks for having me. And go Coogs.
You saw it right there, family. Are you excited? Are you pumped up more that Garret Klassy, what he's talked about, touched on, D-Skills, H-Town? What are your thoughts? Great new voice at UH for future growth. Modern ideas for modern times. Joe Mendez, Love You Houston is a great start. The uniforms are awesome. Go Coogs. Wanda Polk, very exciting.